bọ̀ ṣíṣe. Mo ṣẹ̀ làbọ̀ orí, mo ṣẹ̀ làbọ̀ yìí, mo ṣẹ̀ làbọ̀ ṣíṣe. Òṣogbo afẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa káàárọ̀ o, àjíire bí ẹ káàárọ̀. Please, those of you on YouTube, I need to know today if the sound and the picture is good. We noticed that the recording wasn't very good yesterday. But if you were on YouTube yesterday, streaming from YouTube, the replay from TikTok will be on YouTube. TikTok got a better streaming yesterday, but not to worry. We are here together. So those on YouTube, I need to know that you can hear me clearly. Happy birthday! Ooh, let me say happy birthday to myself. Elaboru, mo ṣe elabo yìí, mo ṣe elabo ṣíṣe o. Ogbó atọ́, ogbó ẹ̀dán, ogbó alàwòrò ló tù fẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ awo nílé Ajíbọ́lá, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ògbóni, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ògbó ṣẹ̀gẹ̀ṣẹ̀gẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ kú ayé mo kí yín o, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́jọ́. Mo ṣe ogbó atọ́, ogbó ẹ̀dán, ogbó alàwòrò ló tù fẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ awo nílé Ifá mo kí yín, ẹ̀làbọ̀rú, ẹ̀làbọ̀yè, ẹ̀làbọ̀ ṣíṣe, ogbó atọ́. Mo ṣe ogbó atọ́ yín o, ogbó atọ́ àsúre ìwòrìwò fún. Ojúmọ́ ire o, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ ìdùnnú, ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi. Oh, thank you so much for that gift. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ ṣé, ẹ ṣé. Ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí ijó kan ẹ o, ṣé wẹ́rẹ́ kó dá wa lóhùn. Èmi náà rèé, ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí ijó kan ẹ o, ṣé wẹ́rẹ́ kó dá wa lóhùn. Ọlọ́jọ́ ìbí ijó kan ẹ o, ṣé wẹ́rẹ́ kó dá wa lóhùn. Èmi náà rèé, èmi náà rèé. Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́ kárí ayé, adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́ o. Ojúmọ́ ire, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà. Ẹ káàárọ̀ o, àjíire bí o ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ wa. Ojúmọ́ ire o, ojúmọ́ ire o. Ẹ ṣé o, ẹ ṣé, adúpẹ́, 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 ẹ ṣé. For those of you that are joining us for the first time and you're wondering, why is this woman excited? Anyways, today is my birthday and I'll tell you a story today. You see this Yanifa that you're looking at that can wake up early in the morning like this. This Yanifa that you're looking at that can wake up early in the morning like this and carry Ifa and say Ọ̀rọ̀ Ifá ló kàn. It did not start today. It was a long way coming. Please, if you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me and let me know where you're streaming from. Particularly those on YouTube, let me know that you can hear me clearly and where you are streaming from. Elédùmarè ló lọ́pẹ́. Ẹ ṣé o, ẹ ṣé o, ẹ ṣé o, ẹ ṣé o. Nǹkan rẹ báyìí òun la máa bára wa ṣe o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ní rí ohun ọ̀fọ̀, ohun ìbànújẹ́, ohun ìdààmú kò ní jẹ́ tiwa o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Thank you very much from France. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́. Ẹ pọ́n Ifá lé, ẹ pọ́n mi lé. Elédùmarè ọba òkè á túbọ̀ máa pọ́n gbogbo wa náà lé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. This is another episode of Ashe for today, where we pick the Odu Ifa for the day, we make the Iwuri for the day, and we stamp it with the Ashe that Olodumare gave us, telling ourselves that my blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. Because our blessing is here now, the Odu Ifa directs us to where to find our blessings. We are not calling for blessing to come from heaven. It is not in the by and by, or what do they call it? We are not lifting our eyes to the hills to seek for help. Our help is in this life. Eledumare has already put it here centuries before you came. It has already been written, and you're supposed to come here to find it. And how do you find it? You use a map. And you know what our map is? Odu Ifa. Ifa is a Google map of life. Ifá ni afinimọ̀nà ọmọ aráyé. So that is why we dive into the Odu every day and we read it, we dissect it, we digest it, and we appropriate it to our everyday lives. We appropriate it to our everyday lives to see how it matches our life. And we started this on the 1st of August. Today is episode 17, Mondays to Fridays. That's what we do. Yes, please help me meet my gift target, my birthday. Maybe they say on someone's birthday, you can ask for anything. So what are we asking for today? Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Keep the gift raining because me, I have a huge gift for you. So I get to my show do gift by YouTube, TikTok, níbi gbogbo tẹ́ bá ti wà ẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bù bẹ́ẹ̀ ń yọ síta láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ajé máa di ní gbogbo ọ̀nà fún yín ẹ ṣé o. And you know another beautiful thing, tomorrow is Isheshe Day. And I just heard in the news that Governor of Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu, has declared tomorrow as a public holiday. Ah, Ifá ń gbáyé lọ ọ̀gbẹ̀rì ni ò mọ̀. Ifá ń gbáyé lọ ọ̀gbẹ̀rì ni ò mọ̀. I remembered years ago, about a couple of, maybe a decade ago or something, where we were clamoring for why, when will they take us seriously? Christians will have Christmas, they will have Easter. Muslims will do big Salah, they will do small Salah. We will have other holidays in between. Àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ṣáá ni. But here we are today. Practically every state across the Southwest has declared public holiday tomorrow for Isheshe Day. And somebody is still wondering what is happening. Somebody still thinks this is just a phase, they will get over it. No, we are reclaiming the people that we are. We are making statements for the government to even look at us and take us seriously. Isheshe has been in existence from time immemorial. Why is it now that they are just reinstating these things? We didn't have to make a protest. We didn't have to carry a placard to the government house. No. You see this underground work we are doing. You see this way we are pushing ourselves everywhere. They are beginning to look at us like these people are serious. If we don't give them what they want, we're about to start another trouble. They already have the Abrahamic religion crisis in Nigeria from different states. They don't want to add the Isheshe to it, but we don't do fighting, we don't argue, we don't disrupt the society just to make our point, but we are still making our point. Now imagine if the effect of what we are feeling, what we are doing right now, imagine you multiply your own by 10, I multiply my own by 10, we all multiply our own by 10. Before you know what is happening, IFA studies will be reinstated into secondary school as one of the choices of religion that a person can study. Maybe when you and I were growing up, even up till today, you have Islamic religious studies, you have Christian religious studies in school, and you pick one. They start teaching us from primary school. Whether your school is a Christian school or a Muslim school, anytime you are in a government school, you have the options of the two. Very soon, IFA studies will be an option that people can study in school. You see that we are making progress. So I don't want us to feel bad that of all the efforts we are making. No, we are making progress. They are noticing us, they are listening to us, they are seeing the effect of us. See, leave government and politics. Most of them come to IFA, yeah, sure. But to publicly say we are giving these people their day to always have it, it will soon be passed to law. You see what Odrifa Oturukpon Meji, the Odrifa that was cast for this year in the Yoruba calendar. Odrifa Oturukpon Meji, who can remember how I analyzed that Odri? He was talking about our ancestors. Our ancestors said they are going to bring our brothers and sisters, the children of Ifa, the children of Yoruba land that have been lost in the diaspora, that have been lost in life. Our ancestors are bringing them back. And you and I are going to be instrumental to them coming back. Somebody is somewhere contemplating whether or not to go back to Ifa. The person needs support. The person needs encouragement. The person needs to know that they are not alone on this journey. The person needs to know that in case church and mosque reject them because they identify with Ifa, they need to know that there's somewhere they are coming to. You and I are the one that is creating that environment for our brothers and sisters to feel safe to come back and to identify with their roots, their source, their culture, and their person, their identity, their spirituality. So I want to say this morning, kudos to every one of us. We are doing a great job. We are doing a great job. Every time I travel and I'm at the airport, back in the day, if you dress in your full regalia as an Iyanifa or as an Oluwo, people start to look at you somehow. You feel ashamed, you feel ostracized. But recently, in recent times, when I travel and I get to the airport, there is this respect that you are giving. The last time I still did from the entrance, African Queen, Oníṣẹ̀ṣe, yeah, Aboro Aboye, Ṣewúre fún wa o. Even if they don't know me online, I'm talking general people. Just because of the way you are dressed and what you identify, we are at that place. We are at that place now, and it takes you and I, and we are not going to stop in our little way. Not everybody can come out into a public place like this and say, Aboro Aboye o, and carry Okpon Ifa and do divination and explain Odu. Not everybody can do it, and that's okay. But the little contribution that you can make, tell somebody, direct somebody to this page. Ah, there's this lady that talks a lot about Isheshi. Just listen to her with an open mind. Go to her YouTube channel, Iyanifayowa TV, and watch her videos. Just direct somebody there. Direct Isheshe Day is tomorrow. A lot of channels will be streaming live. Sit down with your family. What is public holiday in Lagos already? It might not be public holiday in your own state or in your own country, but at least watch it, direct. Thank you so much. As you are directing people, you are doing every one of us a favor. The entire Yoruba race, the entire Africa, you are doing us a favor. See, Nigeria is the torchlight of this continent. The moment Nigeria sets on something, every other country will follow. That's the truth. Once African spirituality and Ifa become solidly grounded and publicly accepted in Nigeria, you will see that every other African country will start to follow step by step. So for everything we are doing it for gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀, gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ oòjíire. It's not my job. If it is for me alone, I will learn Ifa for myself, teach my children, practice it, see the effect on it, and life will go well. And people will be wondering, see how our life is shining like filter of like social media filter. And my life will be okay. And I will lay foundation for my generations to come, and they will be fine. If it is for me alone. But when people come out and do this, it's not for them. It is for the entire race. When I saw that announcement yesterday, I posted it on my status. Those of you on my WhatsApp status, you read it. I said, what a time to be alive. I am grateful that my ancestors are allowing me to experience this time. Esheo, thank you for the birthday wishes. It's a great time to be alive. It is one of the easiest times to be alive, anchoring Ifa and everything that has to do with it. So thank you very much as you have joined, made out time. Some of you is 1 a.m. your time. Other people is 5 a.m., 6 a.m., some people 10 p.m. Gradually, we will get used to it. If you could go for night vigil and still go to work the next day, there are some certain churches, they do overnight service, night vigil. Those of you that are not in Africa, you probably don't understand that in Africa, we carry that religion on our head like gala. People will go to night vigil, literally get to church at 10 p.m. and be there till 4 a.m. and they have job to get to the next morning. They take a bath in the church, whatever, and dress up and they go. They do that every day, looking for something they have not found 20, 30 years down the line. So if they can do that, we also can wake up and do this. Let it become a part of us in every way. When I started Ifa College, Yoruba people were in my comment section saying, so we'll not go to normal university again. We'll now go to university with Ifa. When we get the certificate, what are you using it for? I asked the guy, I said, the certificate you hold now from the conventional school you went to, what are you using it for? Meanwhile, here we are not even talking about getting a certificate. We are talking about getting the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa, about Isheshi, about your culture, your identity, your tradition, and who you are. So as to take you out of that state of confusion. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You are gaslighting yourself into being on this side. You are scared of being on the side of the truth where you are born for. So, yes, what a time to be alive. And we will continue to play our part. So, this is one of the several initiatives that I have. IFA College is one of them. Ashe for Today is one of them. Ashe for Today is this program that is airing right now. And then we have a big announcement today. We are making a big announcement today. And that big announcement is for you, is for me, is for every one of us. That big announcement is for every one of us. Now, I tell people that everything you would ever need in your life, everything, every blessing you would ever want is in the Old River. Every blessing you would ever want is in the Old River. So my blessing is here now, literally is in the Old River. So as we learn, as we dissect, as we are directed into it, we are digging up our blessing and worry. We started on the 1st of August and we have dug that. See, what you guys have learned, what we have learned, if you went back to listen to the video again and let it sink and digest, and you are inculcating it into your life, what you have learned in the last 14 days of this program, it is hmm, it is enough to change 30% of whatever it is that you are going through in life. And by 30%, I am just being very modest. Some people, it has answered 80% of their life issues. They just need to sit down with themselves now and tell themselves, this is the step I will take. The day I was explaining about marriage, relationship, and the spiritual implication of sexual intimacy, some people's life's problems were fixed because they came into my DM. Yeah, I think I have an issue with this thing. We made divination, and if I pointed right and clear that the source of their problem, what is fueling their problem, is the wrong sexual partner that they had. And we have been on that journey doing everything that Ifa asked us to do. Just that knowledge. I was still on a call with somebody yesterday. The difference between who you are now and who Eledumare designed you to be is knowledge. Don't let's talk too much. So today is my birthday, and we're going back into one of the old refers that we had thought about, because it's one old refer that I love. Two things: the energy of the spirit that is being talked about in that Odu. I resonate with their energy a lot, even before I came into Ifa, before I came into Isheshe. And secondly, because it talks about gratitude. Is that okay? Who can remember the old Ifa that we talked about when we talked about gratitude? Even if you don't know the name of the Odu, who can remember how the Odu was narrated? Can you remember a line in it? Who are the spiritual entities that Odu talked about? We talked about that Odu Ifa a couple of days ago. So who are the entities that Odu Ifa talked about? Who can remember? If you can remember a line in that Odu, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Mo ṣe ẹ̀làbọ̀rú, mo ṣe ẹ̀làbọ̀yè, mo ṣe ẹ̀làbọ̀ ṣíṣe o, Òṣogbo àtọ̀yìn o, níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa. Mo ṣe ẹ̀làbọ̀rú. He had ọ̀sẹ̀ in it, yes. The Odu had ọ̀sẹ̀ in it. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ọ̀sẹ̀ òtúrá, ọ̀sẹ̀ òtúrá, thank you. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn kọ́ fáwọn àǹbí báyọ̀. Elédùmarè ọba aláàánú á túnbọ̀ máa fi ọgbọ́n, ìmọ̀ àti òye á máa fi kún yín. Odu Ifa Ọ̀sẹ̀ Òtúrá was that Odu that we talked about that day. Who can just type out the line that you can remember in the Odu? Somebody has responded, Ọ̀sẹ̀ Òtúrá. For those of you that joined this live streaming because you saw the video that I said I'm going to make a giveaway. Once we finish our regular Odu Ifa, somewhere in between, we're going to announce the launch of the giveaway. I said giveaway of the giveaway. And those of you on YouTube, I apologize. You would have to join us on TikTok when we are making the announcement, because I will be sharing my screen. I'll be casting my screen, and I won't be able to do that on both platforms at the same time. So if you're on YouTube, the TikTok channel is IFA College on TikTok. I beg of you, if you could join us, I would really appreciate it. But if you are somebody that doesn't have TikTok on your phone and you are not intending to have it, it's okay. You can catch a replay later on. That will be tomorrow, because maybe the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be very busy. And then let me announce, we're not going to have a chef for today, tomorrow. Tomorrow is a sheshe day, it's a holiday. It's holiday. So I also want to spend the day with gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ìyàwó, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ fata àjíjọ ń ṣiṣẹ́. So we're going to take a break tomorrow and then we're going to continue on Thursday. So yes, mo ṣe laboru, mo ṣe laboye, mo ṣe labo ṣiṣẹ́ o. Mo ṣe ogbó atọ́, ogbó ẹ̀dàn, ogbó àlàòrò ló tù fẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ilé Ajíbọ́lá. Ajíbọ́lá mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rà, Ajíbọ́lá ẹ̀dàn mo ṣe bá ọ, mo ṣe bá, mo ṣe bá. Gbogbo babaláwo, gbogbo ìyá nífá, gbogbo kábíyèsí, gbogbo olúwo, gbogbo àpènà, gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba níjòyè níjòyè, gbogbo àwọn ìyá àbíyè, gbogbo àwọn ọ̀kín, gbogbo àwọn ìyá lórìṣà, bàbá lórìṣà, mo ṣe bá yín o, mo ní kí bá a ṣe o. Ẹ ṣé o, adúpẹ́ o, adúpẹ́. Thank you for the birthday gift. Some of you have been in my DM overnight while I was sleeping and you had sent in your gift. Ẹ ṣé, mo dúpẹ́, ẹ ṣé, ẹ ṣé, ẹ ṣé. Jodu said we should be grateful no matter how small. And if you don't do it, I think thank you very much. Jodu said we should be grateful no matter how small. And if you don't do it, you are a thief. Ẹni tí ò bá dúpẹ́ ó dàbí ọlọ́ṣà kò ní lẹ́rù lọ. And because I am not a jaguda, I am not ọlọ́ṣà, I am not ìgárá ọlọ́ṣà, mi kì í ṣòlè, mi ń ṣe fọ́lífọ́lí, mi ń ṣe gbéwìrì. I have come to dúpẹ́, èmi náà rẹ́nu ọpẹ́ mo dá. So today is me saying thank you to Olódùmarè. Olódùmarè ọba aládé àlàáfíà, mo dúpẹ́, mo dúpẹ́. Saying thank you to my ancestors. Saying thank you to my mother and father who have gone to join their ancestors for being a huge part of the person that I am today. Saying thank you to àwọn irúnmọlẹ̀, àwọn òrìṣàs, àwọn babaláwo, àwọn ìyá láwo, àwọn ìyá nífá, àwọn baba lórìṣà, ìyá lórìṣà that Elédùmarè has used for me on this journey and on the journey of life. Saying thank you to every member of my team. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody on my team. You see, those of you that are looking at me like this, and I'm smiling, I'm, nice person. If you're on my team and you're working with me, my team members will tell you that we don't know whether to say she's nice or she's not nice. We don't know whether to say she is a kind, loving person or she is Shango and Oya put together. Yes, because I exude both energies. But sincerely speaking, those that work with me know that I am a blazing flame of fire, and they have been with me for years, for years, for years. Particularly today, everybody must have been seeing him on our TikTok and YouTube channel. On TikTok, he is Royal Art. On YouTube is nature. Okay, Royal Art on YouTube too today. Royal Art on TikTok too. Royal Art. You see the person behind that brand, Royal Art. That person has been with me for about 8 years through different stages of building, even before I fully came into Risheshi and I started practicing it publicly. Through different brands and companies that we have built, that person has been with me. When you say, I remember a few days ago when I was really upset with him because of work. And I said, if you have something else to do, let me know. And he said, I don't have anything else I'm doing. And that is the truth. You see, when you find people that literally say, I believe in the calling that Olodumare gave you, and I believe that I am here to make that calling a reality, a success. Those are the kind of people that I have. And in all of that, they will still tell you that, Yanifa is a hard nut to crack. This Yanifa, she's fat. If she says, wow, when you say inology, inoleno, Shango will just come. That is it. And they have stayed with me. There's one of them on this live streaming. So I don't know his name. He's the one that is behind our tech, everything, social media. He has been there with me I think before he got admitted into the uni, I think so. And now he has finished uni, he has submitted his project. He's still like, I literally watch him grow. He's not an Ifa person, he's not an Isheshe person, he's a devoted Muslim. But anytime I say jump, the next question is how high. Now I mentioned that in a video when I was talking about Egbe. I also wrote it on my status. Those of you that are not on my WhatsApp status, there are so many things that I cannot post on TikTok. I post a lot on my WhatsApp status. People literally come back home from work and have their dinner and they are flipping through my WhatsApp status to read and to learn, like before the 24-hour time pass and it disappears. And I mentioned about Awon and I said, Egbe, their group and association, when you come to this earth, some members of your Egbe will still follow you to come and work with you on this earth, particularly if you are the leader or the head of your Egbe. Tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ olórí ẹgbẹ́, àwọn tá à ń pè ní ọmọ ẹlẹ́gbẹ́, àwọn tó jẹ́ olórí ẹgbẹ́, people that hold significant role in their ẹgbẹ́. When they come to this earth, àwọn tó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ wọn, a lot of them will come with them, born into different places, and they will find you, they will stay with you, they will work with you. I don't know if Blessing is on this live streaming. That is another lady that, when you say somebody has put her life on the line to make sure that this work we are doing in Ifa and Isheshe is a success, she has. Traveling by road in Nigeria for hours to go and pick something and drop something. Places that I called men to tell them to go, and they say, Yanni, for me, I can't go there. I'm afraid. Oh. She left her child, left her work. There is no time that we call, she's always there. These are the people that has made this journey easy for me, because I can't do it alone. You are looking at me like this, you think I'm the only one that is behind the scene. No, there are people there, and a lot of them do it for no financial gain. Let me stress that to you, for no financial gain. Sisi Alagbo Marilo. Sisi Alagbo is my brand. Sisi Alagbo, that's my brand where we sell agbo, African herbs, Yoruba herbs, medicinal herbs, ready to drink. Marilo is also another person that, if I want to start that story today, the day, Marilo, the day that Estelle told you to go to the park to carry something and bring to my house, I was upset with her that day, and she called Marilo, left her house, left her husband. Pew, is it Yanifaiwa? I will do it. She dropped it in my house, and she didn't even stop to say, let me say thank you. She didn't even stop to say, let me see Yanifa. She just dropped it and she left. Before I came out, they said she has dropped it, she has gone. You know, people that are not doing it because they want you to see them and identify them and praise them. Thank you very much for Louisiana. Now, in their own little way, it looks little, they are contributing to what Ifa College is today. They are contributing to what, thank you very much, Mr. Mike, they are contributing to what Ifa and Isheshe is today. So I want to say a huge thank you to all my team members. Now, some of you are not even directly on my team, but anytime you see any information that will benefit us, you send it. That will benefit, I saw this here, I saw that here, I mentioned your name here. Mr. Mike, I just met you recently, but I really want to say the Orishas will say thank you to you on our behalf. Eshegoni, Adupe, I am super grateful. Without telling me, taking your own initiative to announce Ifa College, to announce Yanifaiwa in places that my own leg cannot even get to. Adupe, you are not doing it for me. You are doing it for this movement. Everything you are doing is the reason why they can recognize us. For some of you, it might not make any sense that Lagos State government announced that there is public holiday tomorrow, Isheshe Day. They announced that Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria, should shut down for one day because of Amonifa. You might not know how much of a big deal it is, but it is a big deal because you and I are speaking about ourselves. They get to TikTok, is Ifa. Oh. They get to Facebook, Ifa. They get to YouTube, Ifa. In the diaspora, Ifa. They will take us seriously eventually. It's a big deal. And you and I are the ones that have contributed to it. I'm super, super grateful for my technical team that make sure that everything is set for me by 5 a.m. If I get downstairs and the studio is not set by 5 minutes after 5, they know I'm going, what's wrong with you? Why are you people like this? But they know that in all of it, I still love them. And they have been there supporting. Mr. Akuna Chumba, he said that is the name that he loves. Thank you so much. We're going to see the launch of the giveaway that I'm talking about today. And that person is the entire brain behind the fact that that thing could come alive today. Yes, my team has been doing all the research, but you see this technical side of it. And you know the way tech people are these days. People in tech, they are the ones that is their time. So they will charge you as if there is no tomorrow. But for somebody to have all of this tech knowledge and then come to say, I'm ready to give you free, free services, just call me, whatever you want, free service. It means a lot. We are grateful. The entire team is grateful. The entire Ifa and Isheshe is grateful. Our Orishas are grateful. Our ancestors are grateful. We are grateful. Thank you so much. Adupe. I also want to take this opportunity to thank my parents. I know that I feel their presence around me. They are no longer on this side of life, but despite the fact that they were Christians and they raised me Christian, they contributed to the person I am today. My father allowed me to question the Bible even as a child in high school. They allowed me to question. My father would sit down with me and listen to me ask questions of things that was not adding up. I remember one conversation that my dad and I had. I had gone to a night vigil in church, in Deeper Life Church at the time, and they told us about the suffering of Jesus before he went to the cross. And I read that passage and there were some loopholes. And I remembered I was asking other teachers outside, I was asking them, I said, that part of the Bible we read when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and they said he was sweating blood, and he went to his disciples, they were sleeping. He went there again, can't you watch for me for 1 hour? Peter and the rest of them were sleeping. Then Jesus now went by himself. He said, Father, I wish that this cup can pass over me, but not my will, thy will be done. It did not add up to me because they told us that God and Jesus are the same thing. Jesus is God. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit is the same person. And then Jesus got to a point in his life where he said, not my own will, but your own will be done. As it didn't add up to me that a person can have a will that is different from their own self-will. And then he was wishing that that cup could pass over. He's not supposed to wish for that now because he's the goal. You understand? That it didn't make sense to me. Then I'm like, okay, this whole creation, this whole crucifixion, sacrifice for sin. Okay, Jesus is the sacrifice. He is, listen to me. When there is a sacrifice, somebody is sacrificing and giving the sacrifice to somebody. Then somebody is accepting the sacrifice for a reason. But that whole thing looks like God is the one that is sacrificing himself to receive the sacrifice by himself for another person on behalf of the world. The people of if you need something, you are the one that is supposed to make a sacrifice. Is it not, if you want to get something done, are you not the one that is supposed to make the sacrifice? You are the one that is supposed to make the sacrifice. Then you sacrifice it to somebody. Then that person will accept it and you say, I've accepted your sacrifice. I am appeased. Have what you want. But that whole sacrifice thing is a sacrifice for our sin. God was one that was sacrificing himself in the person of Jesus and giving the sacrifice to himself, by himself, for himself. And they told us that the sacrifice is for us. It did not add up. I was in secondary school, so we were talking about it after church. I was asking the other leaders and they said, it's late, we just finished night vigil, let everybody go and sleep. Nobody answered me. Then I was discussing with the other youth that was awake. My mom heard, and when we got home, the first thing she said, don't be asking that kind of question in church. Before they will now say, Sister Kinikon's daughter is the one that is trying to scatter church. My dad said, what was the question? And then I asked him. And my father sat down, he said he has also been wondering, we had a long conversation, intellectual and intelligent conversation that day. So I'm grateful to both of them for making it easy for me to be able to question things without them shutting me down and saying, no, don't say this. No, don't say this. No, don't say that. I was in high school. In Nigeria, I wasn't even called high school. Secondary school, I was in GSS, junior secondary school. So I'm grateful for them. Even though they were Christians to the core, they gave me an early introduction into spirituality. They gave me an early introduction into the divine outside of religion. And I had personal encounters. For those of you that have not heard my story, you hear a bit of it today. I had personal encounters with spirit and the divine while I was in church. Now, I'm going to say this, and if you don't hear anything today, listen to this. When you talk about spirituality, it is not limited to a color, to a race, to a culture, to a language, or to a people. Spirituality is universal, which is why anybody anywhere can have a spiritual awakening, even as a Christian, as a Muslim, as Hindu, as Buddhist, as whatever, as a voodoo practitioner, as an Ifa person, as an Igbo spirituality practitioner. It is a connection with the spirit, which is why you will never find me attacking or talking down or pulling down spirituality that is in Christianity. You see that religion called Christianity, it was built on a spiritual experience of some people, and we cannot deny it. Yes, I'm an Ifa priestess, and I will tell you that for one, except we want to lie to ourselves. So there are people that are in church today who are experiencing pure and deep spirituality. They are only trapped in a religion that is manipulative and full of deception and misconception just to control them. But even within that Christianity, their spirit is yearning for connection with spirits. When you receive spiritual calling and you come into Ifa and you are manifesting your spiritual calling did not start when you got into Ifa. Your spiritual calling started before you were born. You picked that destiny right from infantry. Right before you were conceived, there was a you that existed. You have picked that spiritual calling since then. So whether you find yourself in the house of a Christian or the house of Muslim, or your family is totally atheist, you still have that calling, and your spirit will be yearning to connect with the divine. Whatever language the divine is called in your own language. In my own language, it is called Olodumare. In Igbo language, it is called Chuku. I think Chuku is a short word. If you are Igbo, please spell it out. If you are not African, if you are not Nigerian, let me know what the divine and supreme being is called in your own language. If you are joining for the first time, this is Ashe for today. This is Iyanifa Ewa. And today is my birthday, and I'm announcing a very huge big away today. So you want to stay so that you'll be a part of it and you will not miss it. Now, I am taking the opportunity today to be grateful for my journey so far, and to answer the question that a lot of people have asked me. You started out in Deeper Life Church, you went to Christ Embassy, you became a pastor. How did you get to Ifa? Those two, that progressive journey does not even add up to switching to Ifa. Did you have a problem that Ifa solved? And categorically, I did not come to Ifa because I had a problem. I have been having solutions to life problems while I was in church. So if people tell you that, oh, the miracles in church is staged, you are lying to yourself. It cannot all be staged. Why? Because whatever Christianity is built on is the spirituality of some people. Are you telling me that the spirituality of the Jews and the Hebrews does not exist? Are you telling me that the divine does not have a relationship with Hebrews and Jews and Israelites, that their stories was written in the Bible? No. We will be foolish and stupid to tell ourselves no, to tell ourselves that. In every remote country, in every big country, from the ends of Australia to Asia to Africa to Europe to wherever it is, the divine and the supreme being relates with every human being, every breath, whether human or plant or animals. Every country you get to and you encounter a dog, you will know that dog has inner spiritual intuition. It doesn't matter where they find themselves. Plants carry spirits, irrespective of the country that they are grown. Pick a herb here and a herb here, grind it together, use it for your spiritual whatever. Bay leaf is bay leaf anywhere you go in the world. People that understand the spiritual benefit of bay leaf, we use it in any country. Water can be used for manifestation and cleansing and spiritual whatever it is, irrespective of the country of the world where that water is flowing. Every water carries spirit and power. It doesn't matter which country it is flowing through. So if you're an Isheshe person and you're saying that there is no other person that has seen the light aside from you, are deceiving you. You are saying the same thing that Christianity and Islam is saying, and it is a lie. But do you know why we have chosen Ifa and Isheshe? Because it is the way the divine and supreme being relates with my own people, my own culture, my own race, my own roots, and who I am. I always give this example. Imagine that your father's name is, let me pick somebody on the timeline. Imagine that your father's name is Mr. Henry. Your father's name is Henry. Mr. Henry is a child of his parents. To his parents, he's a child. To his wife, he's a husband. To his children, he's a father. To the people that live in the same street or live on the same streets with him, they are neighbors. To the person that he's working for in that office, to his old, he's a friend. To his brother and sister, he's a sibling. To his grandparents, he's a grandchild. The same person. To his students in the class, he's a professor. The same person. Now, understand the fact that we are still talking about the same Mr. Henry, and he has different relationships with these people. So imagine that Mr. Henry is my father, and he's a loving, caring dad. When he comes, we roll on the floor, we plait his hair like I used to do with my dad when I was younger. You will sit on his back, he will ride him around and all of that. You will jump on his back. All of those things, that's the relationship I have with him as my dad. My mother has a different kind of relationship with him. When he gets to his own job where he is an employee, he has a different relationship with his employer. When he gets to his own business place where he has employers and where he has employees as their boss, he has a different relationship with them. So imagine that, please keep tapping on your screen, please. So imagine that I have that wonderful, loving, fun relationship, almost no respect relationship for my father. And then I get to his office, and the moment they sight his car, everybody is saying, Oga is coming, Oga is coming, the boss is coming. You sit down, and you're wondering, relax, my dad is not that, your dad, I cannot deny the experience that his employees have of him because I have a different experience with him. No. If I now go to the employee, I say, no, you don't do that. Do you know what my daddy likes? He likes it when he comes out from work and you just hug him and you play with his hair and you sit down on his table and you put your leg on his shoulder and he will carry you around. I now tell the employee that that's the way he has to relate with my dad. Then my daddy shows up at the office and one of his staff that he has employed comes and hugs him and he's pulling his hair and he's pulling his leg on his table. They are going to sack him without any reference for another job. But you are now wondering, but that's the way I relate to my father and he's okay. He is your father. The relationship he has with different people is different. It's the same way. The divine and supreme being. There is a divine and supreme being that relating to us in different ways. If the principles of Ifa and Isheshe is how he relates with my people, whatever it is that Jews and Israel had is how he relates with their people. It's okay. Leave it for them. Focus on the relationship that he had with. There is a reason that they decided to relate with Yoruba people through Ifa. There is a reason that our story is our story. And there's a reason you are born here. Because except you want to start to question why you are not Israelite and Jew. And the funny thing is that you are not even trying to be Israelite and Jew. You are trying to be something in between that does not have a place. You have created an entire country called Zion for yourself in your head. You see, I'm not talking about heaven. No. I'm talking about this earth. Anybody can build pictures of heaven. Nobody has been there to come back to say this is what it looks like. So we cannot argue for or against that one. Whatever anybody wants to believe about that is okay. But on this earth, where is your identity? What do you identify as or with? You see, you are working on the principles of another person's identity, yet physically you cannot identify with them. So you are hanging somewhere in between. And for those of them in Abrahamic religion who have understood spiritual, even if they don't know what it is, they are in a state of confusion. That was the state I was. Because those of you who have listened to my story, I told you, I had a lot of life till I got to the uni that I lie down on my bed and I slept. The moment my mother lays us to bed, at the time she used to, or I get into bed, I close my eyes. The next thing is boom, out of my body till I land into somewhere. Bam. I feel that boo, boo. I feel it. I hear it. It wasn't an imagination in my head. And I'm in another place, in another world. And we're doing everything we are doing, activities we are doing. Please, somebody is asking the Odu for today. The person that answered the question, please remind her. It is one of the Odus we have treated, and it is the Odu about gratitude. We are going through it again. Thank you very much, Marilo. And I will jump bam into there. I see so many activities. I see so many things. Now that I have come to Isheshe, I understand that that was pure Oshun and Ajay energy. The white, the gold, the cowries, the beads, the gold, like dripping of gold, the royalty, the elegance. I didn't know what it was at that time. In fact, at a point, I was worried. I had to tell my mom, I said, the type of dreams that I'm having, I don't know. Because in church, they'll tell you, if you close your eyes and you see yourself in one meeting in the night. And it was a gathering of people. And I said, and she took me to a pastor. Okay, in Deeper Life Church, we didn't have any deliverance, binding, and casting. We didn't have all of that. But we had one or two people that had gifts. And the man said to fast and pray. Maybe was it 7 days or 15 days or something? I can't remember. I think it was 7 days. We fasted. Day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm the only one fasting. The rest of my house is. I told my mom that the dream has ended. Sorry for you to be went off. I told my mom that the dream has ended and I was fine. It had not ended. But I sat down to rationalize it. I don't feel threatened in this dream. It's not a bad thing that is happening to me. The only thing, Sha, is that when I wake up, so when I'm about to wake up in the morning, my mom is by my bed. She's waking us up either to go to school or to wake up. It's a Saturday, come and do your chores. I return back into my body. I still go through the same boom and bam. I feel it. I know it. And then I wake up. But I don't wake up rested. I feel the weight of the activities of all through the night. And it kept on like that until it became clearer. I see people marching, pounding herbs. I see them teaching people this. I see different things. I see other creatures that exist alongside with us. They coexist with us in this life. Just the same way you cannot see bacteria and virus and whatever it is. You cannot see them, but they are there. Okay, just like we can't see air, we feel them. If you are somebody that is on a high spiritual frequency, you will feel them. If I should switch between networks. YouTube, are you there? TikTok, are you? I need a response that and everything is fine. So all of that, All of that put together is a spiritual. So when you see people in Abrahamic religion doing huge things, doing great things, and you be like, yeah, you cannot say there's no God there. They are doing it through the power of Jesus. It has nothing and absolutely nothing to do with the name of anybody. It has nothing to do with the fact that they are praying 5 times a day. It has nothing to do with the fact that they are speaking in one language that nobody ever understood. The first time they ever recorded people speaking in different languages, they said other people came and could identify their language. So they were speaking human language. Now that life has gone viral, I am yet to find one pastor stand up on the stage and he's speaking in tongues. And somebody that is watching his video in Korea or in Tanzania or in Democratic Republic of Congo or in Australia or some part of Europe come to say, that pastor is speaking our language. We have not seen anybody that has come out to say is the language. But the people that gave you the story said when they were speaking it, they spoke people's physical language. It wasn't heavenly language. Story for another day. But it doesn't have anything to do with whether you are doing that. If you have spiritual calling and spiritual gift, you have it. You are born with it. You didn't come to this earth to receive it. Can you learn a skill in this life? Yes, you can. So if you see people that are in church, in mosque, in wherever it is that they are, people of color, Africans, people that take their roots in Ifa and Isheshe, and they are doing great things in that religion, it is not that religion that is assisting them. They were born with their spiritual gift before they came with their spiritual gift before they were born. During conception, they had fixed everything there. Read that you picked, that you came to fulfill in this life, you have picked it. Which is why you'll find a child that is born with a super skill. You see that child using paper, matchstick, rubber, different things to make beautiful things. We have projects in the suburbs of Africa. You see what some children are building. Other children in China are doing the same thing. They are gifted children all over the world. They were born with it, irrespective of whether they were born into a rich family or a poor family or an Igbo family or a Hausa family or a Chinese family. Gifted children are born with gifts. Every one of us have our talents. My son is creative. My son is like that, very creative. Last year, Idumare, he will fulfill the purpose of the ancestors, the purpose of Ifa and Oludumare with that gift. Everything you need to guide him and nurture him into the success of that gift, Oludumare will make it easy for you. Last year, Idumare. So if you understand these things, you will not let somebody gaslight you into thinking, if I wasn't a Christian, I wouldn't be able to do this. If I wasn't a Christian, I wouldn't. You are a Yoruba person. Leave the religion that you were born into. You are born of who you are. The spirit of who you are is who you are. Church. Look at those of you who are born into Muslim homes originally. 10 years down the line, your mother said she got born again. You carried to church, you went to church. Now ask me, in which one are you going to hold on to as your religion? Is it the Islam you started with or the Christian that they dragged you into? Neither of them. The one you identify with is the one you are born into by default. Except you people are telling me that your divine and supreme being, your God, made a mistake of making you to spring out of this culture and tradition. When you get born again and you find your way in God and you become a devoted Muslim, why are you not changing your parents? Why? Oh, I'm not born on this world. I'm born again. Why can't you say it's time? No, I'm not from these people. We are no longer the same thing. You will say it with your mouth. They will alienate you from the rest of your family. But can they? When the chips are down, that's your daddy that doesn't follow you to church is still your daddy. When the chips are down, your family members are still your family members. When there is a medical condition to your DNA is still what it is with the people that it matches. So, irrespective of where you find yourself, your Spirituality is your spirituality. You are born with it. You just happen to be expressing it in the environment that your parents raised you. You did not choose the religion you are practicing right now. Most of you did not. You are born into it. That's the only thing you know. That is why you will find, I'm still repeating it, you will find a lot of people with spiritual calling in churches, in mosques, in wherever, especially people of African descent. Excuse me, you will find them doing wonders. The spirit they came with is the spirit they came with. The spiritual powers and gifts they have, it is their spiritual powers. It is for them. If they leave Nigeria today and go to America, they still have that same spiritual powers. Their ancestors will still manifest through them. So as long as you are African and you are in church performing wonders, it is the spirit of Africa that is working in it. You do not come into this world to change spirit. That Bebo Shane law. You did not come into this world to change spirits. So that Holy Spirit took over you. Is what happened to the spirit that was in you before? Excuse me. The day the Holy Spirit took over you. So by default, you are born with evil spirits. God that created you with evil spirits, and you needed to switch with one Holy Spirit. Is how they have now, they have clocked that name for themselves. Because if there is the Holy Spirit, it means that every other spirit outside of there is not holy, is filthy, is dirty. Listen to it, just make it make sense. Your spirit is still your spirit. Can you harness it? Can you grow it? Can you discover it? Can you grow in it? Can you increase the strength of it? Yes. But you are growing something that you initially had. You don't come into this world to have about what you are as a spirit, who you're it. Okay, so the person says, going to church this year and I don't even have the urge to go to church. Please, I need clarity. Why do you, I'm answering the question. If your network is fluctuating on TikTok, on YouTube, the network is, have a TikTok account, please come to TikTok, Yannifa Ewa TV. Please come there so that you can have you can hear me seamlessly, because I'm answering that very question you are asking. That's what I'm answering right now. That's what I'm answering right now. Hey, what's wrong with the network? People on YouTube to TikTok are saying it. Can you hear me now? Am I with you now? Am I with you now? Am I with you now? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Or let's see. Let's try something else. Let me see if it's better now. Let's try something else. Let's see if it's better now. Let's try something else. Is it better now? Okay. So this person was asking that why does she feel more connected to nature? Why does she feel more connected to life in nature, working with herbs than in church? I'm answering that question because the spirit that you are, that spirit that is inhabiting this body, that is the line that spirit was designed for. It doesn't matter where you find yourself, that spirit will continue to gravitate towards the things that they like. Òun ni Yorùbá ṣe máa ń ṣe pé bá ṣe máa ń sọ pé kò sí bá ṣe máa ṣe bòlò tí ò ní rùn gbẹ, kò sí bá a ṣe fẹ́ tí ò ní rùn gbẹ, torí originally ó máa ń rùn gbẹ. That's why we say no matter how you dress up a pig, it will always go back into the mud. It originally gravitates to the things that it is, to the identity of it. So you find so many people with spiritual calling in one way or the other. People say, I see you are wearing white. You are wearing white. You keep dreaming and seeing yourself, you are wearing white. Then you carry your bag, you leave your Pentecostal church and you go to white garment church. And you are manifesting there. You are prophesying, you are speaking, you are walking with waters. My dear sister, Obatala ló pè é. You see that thing that white garment church says, Olómi Baba Kini kan Olómi Obatala ló ń jẹ́ Olómi Obatala is the Orisha that performs, let's use the word miracle for lack of better words. Obatala is the one that performs miracles without any material medium. They will lay hands on you. Oh, they are falling under the anointing. It's the anointing of the Holy Spirit. Go and watch manifestation of Oshun and Egbe Obatala. These are things that we have been doing way before there was any interaction with the West. If you have seen an Omoelegbe, I have video of it. I have videos, live videos, where we were working on some people with their Egbe and taking them to the Oshun River. There are certain people, those women at the Ocean River, those elderly women, when they spot you and they know that as you are going to the river, they will hold you. People will stand around you because they don't want you to dive into water and say you want to go and meet your mother and the rest of your family that is inside the water. These are things that was our own, who we are. So when you find people like that going into church or into mosque, they will manifest that thing. Irrespective of where they are. It's like a child that has gift of singing. If the child is raised in church, most of our musicians, where did they start singing from? It's not church. It's not church that they all started singing from. They all joined the choir because that is what they knew, not because it is Jesus of the church that gave them the voice to sing. They were born with it. Spirit gave it to them. Someone said me at Oshun Oshogbo last year. Here you see, they were born with it. Spirit gave it to them. And until they trace themselves to the source of where they got that gift from, they will continue to use it in places that is not for them. So I'm saying this to tell you today, the fight is not between Ifa and Abrahamic religion. It's not a fight, it's not a war. I will not deny the existence of spirituality in another person's color or race or background. I will be foolish to say that it is only in Yoruba that they have the spirit of the ancestors and the divine being is working with them. That's not true. Go to the suburbs of Asia, listen to them tell their story of how they experience spirituality. It is valid with them. So when you feel uneasy in church, aside from the lies they told you and the misconception and the stories that are not adding up, deep down inside your spirit is because you have not connected to the source of where you came. If you cage a lion, yes, you can give it 10 yards to move here and there. If you cage a bird, you see the moment it can fly soar like this, it has connected with where it belongs. And that is what we are helping the rest of the world do. Connect to where you belong. So the old refer for today is the old refer for thanks. I was saying thank you, recognizing my parents. That is why that's how we that story. And I needed you to hear that and know that. So you see, I tell a lot of Ifa priests and priestesses that I meet. We don't need all this. Go online to say, hey, Christianity is this. Christianity. Whoa, thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. Christianity is this. Christianity is that. We don't need that. Just go ahead and show your people how to get to their truth. Thank you for that gift, Mr. Mike. Show your people how to connect to their truth. And if we are now, let's get to the main points of it. If we are to build a better life for ourselves and to connect to our own roots, the giveaway I'm giving today is what will get us there. So if you're on YouTube, this is the time that you want to flip over to TikTok because I'm going to switch. So you guys are going to do something for me. I have to do a screen casting. I have to show you my screen and I cannot do it in this mode. So you guys are going to be here. This particular live streaming in a few seconds is going to end, or like a minute or something is going to end. Then I'm going to come live again just immediately so that I will be able to flip my screen. You know how gamers can show you their screen? Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that so that you can see the screen and you can see what our launch is. But we will not be able to do that on YouTube. So if you have a TikTok channel, please head over to Ifa College on TikTok. Head over to Ifa College on TikTok. When you get to Ifa College on TikTok, just you'll see the live streaming. Follow and you see the live streaming. But if you do not have a TikTok account and you don't want to have it, it's okay. There was a time I literally did not like that app because I felt it was for serious people. But then we're here right now. You can catch a replay and see what we're launching, later, maybe tomorrow. It might be up tomorrow. So those of you on TikTok, please hang in there. This live streaming is going to end, but it's going to start almost immediately and we're going to launch. So I have a free gift to give to everybody. And this is my own way of saying, I do not want any stone to be left unturned in the reality of this thing. Now, let me give you a brief background. We are praying to have a better nation, a better Nigeria, better country, whatever it is we are, Africa, any part of Africa we are, even African Americans in the US, in Europe, you want a better environment. I want a better environment in America. And I feel like the Black people there can effect a lot of change. Yeah, because if for nothing, my children are citizens of the US. So I want them to be able to have a second home that is safe. I'm raising them in Nigeria because I did not feel safe raising children in the US, especially as a single mother. Those of you that live there, you understand what I'm saying. So if we are praying to have a better environment, prayer is not what is going to fix it. Because if it is prayer, Nigeria should have changed. Because the number of prayer that is going on for Nigeria in Nigeria by Nigerians over the last 50 years, if we are supposed to collect and gather all that prayer, it will start another continent that is pure and holy and perfect. Trust me. So we need this, and we are the ones that is going to effect this by ourselves. Now, we are already at this stage as adults, right? Some of you love Ifa and Isheshe so much, you want to practice it, but you are already married to somebody who has zero interest in it. It's going to make you fully practicing it very challenging. And that's the truth. There's nothing we can do about that. I can't tell you to break up your marriage and abandon your family just because you want to practice Isheshe. No. Some of you, because of your extended family members, your parents, your grandparents, who they are and how they identify, you don't want to break their hearts. So you don't want to tell anybody that you are Ifa and Isheshe. Some of you are shy. Some of you, whatever it is understandable that you cannot do more than this little that you are doing here. I have a friend, she can't even join my live streaming. She has to download it from YouTube after and then watch it on her way back from work so that her husband will not know anything about it because her husband is a pastor. We understand people like that. But do you know why the choices is hard? It's because of the way you are raised. Sorry about that. It's because of the way we were raised. I have clients who have come to do their ITEFA. They don't want to take their IFA home because they don't know how to present it to their children. And I understand that. It's understandable. Because the same you have told your children that, Orishas are idols. Doing sacrifice at Etutuanebo is demonic. You have told your children that they should never, Ogun Eshu is Satan. You have taught your children that. So you don't understand how you are going to be able to go back to them and say, you know what, Eshu is no longer Satan. Mommy, what happened? My children were raised a little bit in church, a little bit in church, especially my first two kids. My first two kids, yeah, I had them before I lost my mom. So they had spent some time in church. After I lost my mom, I literally stopped going to church. So my younger kids, I have a child who has never even been to church, never been to church. I have two of my kids never, ever, ever been to church. So the ones that have been in church, my son still asked me, when was that? Sometimes last week. He said, Mommy, so wait, have we concluded now that we don't like Jesus? I said, no, we did not say we don't like Jesus. We like Jesus, and Jesus is Jesus, and Jesus is there. but we are saying we love our orishas more because they are also trying to understand it in their head. So where do we belong now? How do we do these things? I had to move them to transition from praying in Jesus' name and saying amen to saying Lashe Idumare to saying Ashe. We gradually moved. I know how challenging it can be for parents because some of you have not even gained enough ground. So when your smart and intelligent children bombard you with questions, you don't even have the answer. So you don't want to start. And children can be a certain way when they are curious. I understand. But we still have to start with those children. We still have to start with them. There is not so much we can do as adults because of the present situation of things. But the same way they indoctrinated you into religion, you have to indoctrinate your children into Ifa and Isheshe, into your root and your culture. You have to be able to rewire their brains. It's going to take a short while. For children, it doesn't take long. Take, for instance, you're in Africa and you travel to the diaspora. Your children's accent will be the first that will change. And you'll be wondering, this one that I brought to Nigeria 2 years ago. Even you are there for 10 years, nothing is changing. You are still speaking your Nigerian English, I'm speaking my own like this. Some of these ones is even worse than mine. It will not change. Children are easier to adapt. So our focus and our target is on our children. Before they brainwash them, before their indoctrination goes too deep in them, let us present Ifa and Isheshe to our children in a way that they would understand. My son and I were talking about something. By the way, my son is 13. My son and I were talking about something, and he said, Mommy, you see that part where they say Ifa is not a religion, there's science in Ifa, there's physics in Ifa. Mom, can we start to learn that physics part of Ifa? Maybe I can use Ifa to build an AI. Now, that is how children think. And I told him, I said, yes, we can. We would have to sit and start to study it. Remember, I also told you a few minutes ago that we all have our spiritual calling and our gifts and our spirit, our identities, our powers, irrespective of the religion that we end up in. You have those skills. Now, the major reason we do not have all these discoveries coming from Yoruba people, we will flaunt and say particle physics is in Ifa. My question is, why is it not a Yoruba person that developed, discovered particle physics? A lot of things that, now, you see those people that are discovering it, they understand what is in Ifa. They stole it, carried our people to sit down and be interpreting it for them. They are more than 1000% sure of what Ifa is and what it contains. And they sit with it, researching it, bringing up people that have the gift and the skills to find what is there for them. We are the ones that is dealing with Ifa like it's just religion and spirituality. The only thing you know is that Ifa will help you fix a problem. You will make a tutu, you will make a ball. That's the only thing 90% of us think of Ifa when we talk about Ifa. Oh, you want to wear the beads, you want protection, work, you want this. All of that is good stuff. But that is just 1%. Spirituality is just 1% of what Ifa is. So we are going to redirect our children. A lot of our children have gifts and skills. And if you establish them in Ifa, they will connect with those gifts and spirit and gifts that they have. Some of you, the next discovery of technology, the son that you have is the one that the ancestors gave that gift to. And that discovery is in Ifa, but you have pushed that child to church. And you cannot find discovery of technology in church. This is, I will pin the WhatsApp number on the screen. You cannot find discovery of technology or medicine in church. There's nobody that's ever opened the Bible and say he saw the solution to philosophy and psychology, and he saw the law of matter and everything in the Bible. Quran. The best those books can offer you is religion. is spirituality at the best of it. But we have something that is more than that. We have something that is more than that. Your children carry something that is more than that. You as an adult, you carry it. Some of you know the gift you have. You know where spirit is directing you. But the environment you are in right now and everything that your life is, you can't just take yourself out of your life and go out and find it. And we understand, but your children can. My children can. All of those things that is hidden in Ifa, the technology of the next world that Ogun was giving to do, some of your children are manifesting the skills and the spirit of Ogun. Let me tell you a little story that some of you might not know. How many of you know Jesu Igbo in Nigeria? How many of you have heard of the name Jesu Igbo? Jesu Igbo. If you have heard of the name Jesu Igbo, if you live, either you are in Nigeria or in diaspora, you probably have heard it. Jesu Igbo. Do you know who that person is? You have heard of Jesu Igbo? Yes. Jesu Igbo was born Emmanuel Udumusu. Jesu Igbo is my paternal grandmother's uncle, my daddy's mother. Her uncle was Jesu Igbo. My grandmother, my daddy's mom, was the first set of members in that church when he first started his community or his church. My grandmother is from Ijebu-Ode. I followed the reality of Jesu Igbo from childhood. He was family. My daddy went there to visit his mother. I went with him before the ruling that happened recently that, broke the entire system. Now, I think in year 2003 was the first ruling that Lagos State gave. See, let me explain to you summary. Those of you that don't know Jesu Igbo, he came to this world, blah, 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 blah. He claimed that he was Jesus and this time around, he's not going to suffer and he's going to take people to heaven. And he built an entire, I don't want to call it estates. I want to call it an entire world in that Oyinbo where people live. And the moment you're a member of that church, you can't go outside. And they were not suffering. Jesu Igbo and his entire team was clothing them, housing them, feeding them. And they did not go to school. They did not work for an entire 40 years. The child that my grandmother had in Jesu Igbo's house when she first moved here, when they came out of that house, that uncle was 43 and he had never smelt Lagos. He has never seen life outside that building or outside that world. 40-something years, you don't work, you don't do anything, and you are looking healthy. They are feeding you, they are clothing you. I'm talking about gangster shit level spirituality. Where were they getting money from? How did they maintain that place? When they came out of there, go and read it, it's everywhere. When the federal government eventually, the Federal High Court eventually made a ruling, because when he passed, he did not write a will and he had large property. And a lot of things were going on there. Now, understand the fact that people were not going out and just a few new people were coming in after a while. People were really not going there again. Meaning that brothers and sisters, relatives and everything were sleeping with each other. My grandmother had 4 children for her uncle, who was Jesu Igbo. Yes, those were the atrocities going on there. 4 of them, 3 female, 1 male. Though that male was the one that fathered all his sister's children. That was what was going on there, because they were not going out. And at a point, new members were not coming in again. And if you think about it, that man had spiritual gift and spiritual powers. An ordinary person does not stand up and hold entire. When they broke that house, when they allowed them to go out, and my grandmother was allowed to go out, and my daddy went to pick his mom, thousands of people. It doesn't take it's not deception, that is not deception that will make somebody run that grand level shit. It takes spiritual power, spiritual gifts. It takes insight into deep spirituality. The Ori and the leader of those people inside there was the one that was being spiritually sent out to work and bring money to feed them. Jesu Igbo did not own oil company, was feeding clothes. Even after he passed, they were feeding, clothing, raising thousands. Anytime we go there to see my grandmom, the party jollof rice that they will serve you, trust my mother, the way my mom will look at you like this, you know not to taste that food. The hot, lovely pastries that come out of their bakery. They don't buy this cold one that they have put in Mr. Biggs, later that you people are going to buy. And they get it free. When my dad's siblings came out of that house, and we tried to, reinstate them into regular life, they didn't know how to do business. One of them, my mom was a principal. One of the ladies, my mom opened a food, thing in front of the school for her to sell food to children. If she sees a little boy that is passing that is crying, she will pack food and give them. If she sees a cute child that she likes, she will not collect money. And then she come back and tell my mommy that, she gave this one food and she gave that one food, and they were happy. And I will look at her, 40-something-year-old woman. You don't understand life. My mom kept on restarting the business after a while. My dad said, you see these people, before they can become a part of what society is today, it will take a while. It will take a while. Now, why did I say that? It takes, I told you, it takes some deep level of spiritual power, spiritual calling, spiritual depth to be able to do that. And to be able to maintain that long after that man died. Long after, they still kept on maintaining good life for those people. One of the reasons the government was not able to break in there was that people went there out of their free will and people were fine. There was no way Lagos State could say that these people were being maltreated, they were holding. No, they were bright and shiny. They won't go outside, they won't stress. There is no sun, there is no nothing. They are just flexing and enjoying life. They didn't go to school, they are not looking for career. Do you know what do you know how people like that are? They sleep when they want to sleep, wake up when they want to wake up. The normal house chores in the house is the only thing they did. Long after that man died, the people that were still the head of the church were able to maintain that. That is some level of spirituality that you cannot toss aside. Now, when I came into Ifa, I told myself that I'm sure Emmanuel Odumusu was sent by the ancestors to come and make a certain impact in life. He just chose where and how to use it. What he had was more than something that he learned. What he had in spiritual authority and control that he used was something that was inborn. It was just a wrong channeling of power, but he was born with it. He had it. Now, that is the lineage where I come from. Meanwhile, when I was in church, I sang, Emi Omo Jesu Oyinbo, Emi Omo Jesu Agege. And at that time, my parents did not tell me that we know Jesu Oyinbo, and we know him very well, and we are family. They did not tell me until the day my dad was saying, do you know my mother is alive? I want to introduce you to my mom. And I'm like, why do we not know your mom? That was the day I heard the story of Jesu Oyinbo, and I saw my grandmother in that their house in Oyinbo. Now, why am I saying this? A lot of us have spiritual gifts. We have carried it somewhere else. Ancestors called us. We are manifesting it somewhere else. It's okay. Your children have those gifts. Do not allow them to go and manifest it in a wrong place. Some of your children are going to build the next magnificent Airbus that can fly Lagos to London in 1 hour. They will find that principle in Ifa. Some of your children are going to make huge advancements in medical science. traditional medical science. Look at what China is doing with traditional Chinese medicine. Look at what China is doing with it. Standard hospitals that people go to and get cured. It is not the one that people go to after they spent money in hospital. They now say, "Hello, labor." That's when they will now go to the village and go and meet one Baba that is there practicing traditional medicine. China doesn't do that. India doesn't do that. People that develop Chinese medicine, they had spiritual call, traditional call. A lot of people have it too, as Africans, as Yoruba people, as Ifa and Isheshe people. Some of your children have it. But how are they going to be able to manifest it? There is no direction for them in church and mosque. At least on this regards. There is no direction for them in church and mosque on this regards. So let's ground them in this. Let them be the future that will save us. These children have a lot of impact in the world. The Gen Z, they have a lot of, they hold the world in a very huge way right now. They are doing things we never imagined that we could do. Let them do it from a place of knowledge. So please, YouTube, once again, can you head over to TikTok? I'm about to switch my camera. So what we're going to do, please, we have almost 100 people on this live stream. The moment I end this live stream, I'm coming again to do the grand launch and our giveaway. And please, immediately I join us back. It's going to take about 15 minutes. The whole grand launch thing is going to take about 15 minutes. Are you guys promising that you're going to join back before I end? Or should I carry my giveaway and be going? Because I cannot do launch by myself and I cannot do giveaway for myself. Are you guys promising to join back in the next 2 minutes when I start? Let me see. Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? Do we have a deal? Thank you. Do we have a deal? All right. So I will see you guys in a few seconds. YouTube, thank you so much. We have to end it here. Join us on our TikTok channel, Yanifewa. TikTok channel is Ifa College. I'll see you there shortly. I share. All right, we have a deal.